Kristallnacht, the beginning of the Holocaust. With this reading, as with all readings, you should review the questions and the text features before beginning. So we first see this large picture on the first page of broken shop windows. And we can assume that, given the title, it is after the night of the broken glass in Nazi Germany. If we read the questions, the first question you're going to be responding to is, what details from the story support the idea that Kristallnacht was the beginning of the Holocaust? What is the best synonym for impetus in the second paragraph? Is it end, reason, news, or violence? Based on the context clues, what is the best meaning of pogrom in the third paragraph? Laws passed to limit the rights of a religious or ethnic group? Police group organized to prevent violence in a region? Mass exodus of a group from a region due to violence? Or coordinated acts of violence against a religious or ethnic group? Question 4. How did Hermann Goering contribute to the event being named Kristallnacht? 5. How did the new statutes or laws Goering ordered further hurt the Jewish community? And these last two questions are opinion questions. Evaluate whether this sentence is fact or opinion and explain your reasoning. Quote, perhaps the most harmful aspect of Goering's new laws for Jews was the freeing of German insurance companies from paying for claims resulting from the destruction of Jewish property. And question 7, how do you think other countries reacted to news of Kristallnacht? What actions could they have taken? So now we will begin reading the article Kristallnacht, and I have numbered the paragraphs here, as some of the questions have numbers of paragraphs listed there. Kristallnacht, the beginning of the Holocaust. Known as Night of the Broken Glass, Kristallnacht was a sudden and widespread assault on Jews and their property in Germany prior to World War II. It was the first widespread use of massive force against Jews by the Nazi regime. The attack legitimized violence against Jews by the German state, or the German government, and foreshadowed Adolf Hitler's later attempts to exterminate European Jews through the so-called final solution. Now you can see that I've highlighted two passages in this paragraph that I think probably relate to answers to the questions on the reading. The violence of Kristallnacht took place on November 9th and 10th, 1938. The impetus, this is our vocabulary word, the impetus for the attack stemmed from the assassination of German government official in the French embassy. Herschel Ginspan, a 17-year-old Jewish refugee then living in Paris, had recently learned that his parents had been deported. Angered by the treatment of his parents by the Nazis, Greenspan decided to strike back at Germany. He entered the French embassy and attempted to shoot the German ambassador to France. However, he missed the ambassador and instead killed Ernst von Rath, the third secretary in the German legation. After learning of the news, the German government whipped up public anti-Semitism. Joseph Goebbels, the public minister of information for the Nazi regime, organized a widespread pogrom against German Jews. A special unit of Nazi political machine, known as the Sturmbannwagen, or the SA, led groups of civilians across urban centers of Germany, urban centers being cities, where they sacked more than 500 Jewish homes, synagogues, and storefronts. Sacked meaning they attacked, they busted up, they broke into and destroyed. When the violence ended, 90 Jews lay dead and over 30,000 Jewish men were taken into, quote, protective custody at labor camps or prisons under Nazi control. During the attack, German men also raped Jewish women, despite severe penalties regarding sexual relations between Jews and German citizens. The term Kristallnacht itself reveals the rampant anti-Semitism that fueled the violence. So many Jewish synagogues and storefronts had been smashed that Hermann Goering described the shattered glass as so many Jewish crystals or diamonds. 2 days after the attacks, Goering ordered that the enactment of statutes to punish the Jewish community. Jews were disallowed from owning stores, working as independent skilled workers, or attending concerts, movies, or other forms of public entertainment. They were even prohibited from driving cars. So disallowed means they were no longer allowed to own stores, work as independent skilled workers, or attend concerts, movies, or other forms of public entertainment. And they could not drive cars. Perhaps the most harmful aspect of Goering's new laws for the Jews was the freeing of German insurance companies from paying the claims resulting from the destruction of Jewish property. So that sentence means that the law that Goering passed said any insurance company that insured a Jewish store or home did not have to pay the claim that the person had paid for with their insurance. As a further insult, Goering ordered that the Jewish community be fined $400 million for the attack. Not surprisingly, over 150,000 Jews left the country in the wake of Kristallnacht. One of the most far-reaching changes wrought by Kristallnacht was a general shift in Nazi policy toward the Jews. Prior to Kristallnacht, the German government had dealt with its Jewish problem by compelling Jews to immigrate voluntarily to other nations. After Kristallnacht, the German government took a more direct approach that ultimately resulted in the Holocaust, a massive genocide of Jews and other people deemed undesirable or dangerous by the Nazi regime, both in Germany and in occupied countries. So the other countries that Germany occupied, they also hunted down and killed the Jews in those countries as well. So the last two questions then are to evaluate this sentence as fact or opinion. Perhaps the most harmful aspect of Goering's new laws for Jews was the freeing of German insurance companies from paying for claims resulting in the destruction of Jewish property. Do you think that that sentence is a fact, or do you think it is an opinion of the author? And then how do you know what words in that sentence lead you to believe that it is a fact or an opinion? And then the last one, how do you think other countries reacted to the news of Kristallnacht? So how do you think the United States, France, Germany, Russia, Poland, all of these other countries reacted in early November 1938 to hearing about this happening? And what actions do you think they could have or should have taken when they heard about this occurring? Okay, you have 7 questions to answer. Go ahead and answer those questions and take a picture and turn them into Google Classroom. These questions are also in a Google Doc. If you would like to type your answers, you can turn it in that way. Good luck.